Okay, this next question is a huge one that I get asked a lot and people really struggle with. How do you find better clients? So Jacob, what's your approach to this? You've worked with some great clients. You have had a really successful business doing brand design. How do you find better clients?
I've had an inbound marketing strategy for 15 years. That's how long I've had my business. And what I mean by that is that the clients come to me. I'm not outreaching to clients. And the strategy I use is to have a lot of content on my website that offers value to clients and designers. So when I offer value to designers for, let's say, best logo resources available, designers want to come to my site, they share my site, and I get more exposure for my website. And that works for clients as well. So I can put out valuable resources for clients that help them brand their business. And by doing that, I'm positioning myself as an expert in the market, offering value for free, and they get drawn in that way. So that kind of has a snowball effect. You get your article shared on social media, you get more exposure, and you get more, authority by sharing these resources. And then you get more following and all of that. So by doing all of this content marketing, you get more authority. And that's really how I've got these clients to come to me, because then they can check out my portfolio, they can read all about my testimonials, my about page, and all of that. So my website is my main point of reference for people to find me. Obviously, I'm on social media, but I'm really selling what I offer on my site through my portfolio and all of those other things I just mentioned. So that's what's working for me. And I've never paid for advertising, and that strategy works for me.
And I think back like 10 years ago when content marketing became this huge push. Everybody was talking about content marketing, building a blog and ebooks and downloadables and things to build your business. And it sounds like you jumped on it at that time when it started to become a thing, and it's been really successful for you. Now we live in a world where there's so much content out there that for a designer to try and jump into this content marketing strategy now, you may be years before you build enough authority to land better clients or to have them seek after you, because you're competing against so many established people like you are, Jacob, in this content marketing strategy. So from that standpoint, you're in this, it's a long sales cycle, the cycle you're in, and it doesn't feel long for you anymore because you've been doing it for 15 years. But for somebody getting started now, I feel like if they start trying to build authority through content marketing, it may take them a few years before they have clients seeking after them. What advice do you have to somebody who's starting right now with a blank blog to get started and generate faster client leads for better clients?
It's definitely a long-term game, and you won't see results within 6 months for sure. It's really a slow burner, this one, and you're going to have other marketing strategies in there as well. But the idea is to put that content out there that does show authority and your knowledge in that area. And people, as soon as they get to your website or your social media, they'll start to see that content. If it wasn't there in the first place, then they've got nothing to go off. So you have to think about that as a longer-term strategy. And it'll allow you to get your thoughts on paper as well, and to show your expertise. And the more you educate, the more you learn yourself as well. I'm sure there's some quote that says that better than I just did, but that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So I agree with that. And so I think the advice is get started right now, but know it's a long cycle. So if we're talking about how do you get better clients in a faster process, so do the content marketing, start building your own authority as a creative. But in order to get better clients, you have to be where the better clients are. And a lot of the people who are talking about, I need better clients because my client has, I was talking to somebody who I had a coaching call with the other day. He had somebody who wanted to offer him $17 for a logo. $17. I mean, that's not a better client. So how do you get better clients than that? And you have to position yourself as somebody who looks like they should have better clients. So you need to have website in place that makes you look more legit, more established. You've got to have that in place. You've got to have a LinkedIn profile if it's available in your country. You've got to have a social media destination. Facebook and Instagram are good, where people can go and look at your work. You've got to have these kinds of things in place so that you look more established. And the more established you look, the more you'll be able to attract higher end clients. But you have to be where those clients are. And the high end clients aren't shopping on Fiverr. If you're marketing yourself on Fiverr and then complaining that you don't have better clients, it's because you're marketing yourself where the low cost clients are. And some people can make a good business on that. But if this is your question, how do I find better clients? You got to market yourself as if you already have better clients. You do that in your portfolio and your social media profiles and things. You join networking groups. Most cities, especially major cities, have several different networking groups that you can join. And these people are looking for services. So join those groups, start meeting new people and building some of your contacts that way. And again, that takes some time. You're not going to get a client on the very first luncheon you go to, but a few months into those luncheons, you'll have built some relationships that can start turning into better clients with a higher price point for the services that you provide.
Yeah, I just want to jump in about better clients. It depends on what you define as a better client. Is it someone that you can charge more for, or is it someone that's going to get you more exposure? And then you really need to look in where they are as well. So thinking about your niche and the audience.
And I would guess, I'm just going to make the assumption that a lot of the people who ask this question, I need better clients, are talking about budget. Like these are people who are like, they get offered $50 logo budgets and they want to be doing $500 logos or $5,000 logos. And so that's always like, how are we going to upscale our clients? And it happens over time. At the start of my agency, we were doing a big project for us would be a $5,000 or $6,000 project. A few years later, we were doing $20,000 and $30,000 projects. And then a few years after that, we had $300,000 and $500,000 projects. So some of it is just organic, natural growth in your expertise and in the establishment of your business to find better clients or have better clients come to you. You've got to stay in the game long enough to build your expertise and build your authority in your marketing so that you can start attracting these higher budget clients. Did you see that in your business? I'm sure, when you started versus where you are now, what you can offer a client, how has that changed for you?
I definitely didn't start out charging $300,000 projects. So yeah, it's a gradual. The more you learn, the more you can charge and the more confident you get and the more you can talk about it. And even just now, like recently, like I mentioned some of the other videos that we discussed about splitting up strategy and branding and design. So that's just one other way about doing it and charging more, if that's the end game here, is learning ways to do that.